to take personal responsibility for keeping this game at a high level of good sportsmanship. At this
for the Pledge of Allegiance.
For the singing of our national anthem tonight.
The singing of our national anthem. With our national anthem. We have an interesting basketball matchup tonight. Both Cheney and Pullman girls fighting to stay out of the GNL cellar. Both teams 0-3 in league, each of them with 4 wins on the season. Pullman coming off 2 straight wins at the West Valley Classic Eagle Classic Tournament in Spokane over the winter break. And Cheney winning 3 of their last 4. They had won 3 straight, and then on Wednesday night, played Lake City in Coeur d'Alene and lost by 10 there. So both teams winning as of late. But as we said, 0-3 each in the GNL. Only 2 common opponents for both squads. Cheney opened with Rogers, a 75-8 whooping of them. Pullman also, of course, beat Rogers this year, 69-20. And then the other opponent both squads have played this year would be Newport. Pullman just beat Newport their last game on December 29th at the Eagle Classic Tournament, 55-37. And on December 27th, Cheney also beat Newport 67-39. So, yeah, you know, both teams looking to be competitive. Both teams are pretty young. Cheney has 3 seniors. Pullman only has 2 seniors, so they're sort of working out details there. We're going to get our lineups here, our starting lineups, and get those pieces announced. Kind of got a skeleton shell tonight. We're still, Pullman School District, still on their winter break. So not a lot of fans here. Pep band's not here. This is the first of 5 straight home games that Pullman's going to play. So,
number 2, Tyler Earl. Number 3, Allie Sargent. Number 5, Lexi Deckridge. And number 10, Kayla Singer. And both Pullman Greyhounds are reserves. Number 4, Mackenzie McIntosh. Number 20, Haley Chapman. Number 21, Madison Perkins. Number 24, Allie McDougall. Number 35, Aiden Talbot. And number 42, Alexis Haugen.
And now we'll get the starting lineups here.
First for the Cheney Blackhawks, starting at 4, 6'1" junior. Number 4,
Shelby Draper, 6'1", so she's got some height that we're going to have to deal with tonight.
Number 5, Emily Harris.
Emily Harris getting the start tonight, point guard.
5'6" sophomore, number 11, Emma Evans.
Emma Evans is a sophomore. She'll get the start for Cheney.
6' senior, number 10, Tiana Sanders.
Tiana Sanders is going to match up with Shelby Draper here. So
5'10" junior, number 12, Maggie Smith.
Maggie Smith starting for Pullman. Peyton Stevens, the girl with all the speed. Peyton can run the floor like no other. Lafferty. The sophomore Megan McSweeney getting a start tonight. She's had a pretty good couple of weeks here at Newport. The other night she had 14 points. Following up with Ryan Clear. Of course, Ryan Clear, the go-to girl when it comes to scoring for Pullman. Ryan, after her back surgery this summer, is back to form, scoring lots of points here. So. On an interesting side, one of our officials tonight is Phil Henricks Jr. Phil Henricks, a Pullman High grad, 2003, I think. Three-sport athlete here, including his sport. Been doing quite a bit of officiating regionally over the last couple of years. So here it is, Tiana Sanders and Shelby Draper, and Sanders wins, and Pullman's going to get this first possession. Turnover. Megan McSweeney just couldn't hold the ball. Patience on the Pullman offense. McSweeney just pulled her head up and lost sight of the ball there. Pullman showing a little extended pressure here to get this game going. The matchup kind of interesting in the Draper-Sanders, and there it is. Maggie Smith hits the three to start the scoring off. A little pressure from Cheney as well. Ryan Clear going to look for a three. And tit for tat. Both teams opening up with threes. Pullman likes this pressure here, seeing they can defend their new coach. Super interesting getting those girls to play some good defense. Oh, and wow. Lafferty is going to drop in a three. So no misses so far tonight on either squads. McSweeney looks for the three. She comes up short. Playing good defense here. Cheney has to reset their offense. And Draper comes up short on her three attempt. Trying to keep it in bounds always is a turnover, so that's Peyton Stevens with the steal. Ryan Clear for a deep three off the mark. And Ryan trying to battle for that rebound there. The Pullman ball under their basket. Tiana Sanders going to take her shot, an offensive rebound by Ryan Clear. Ryan dumps it to Tiana. Tiana short again. She 22 carried the ball. Pretty sure on that. And Maggie Smith with the lay-in. She with that early 5-0 lead. Nice dish from Peyton Sanders. Sanders going to push it back out. Emily tries to get it back, but that's going to be a turnover on Emily Harris. I'm pretty sure Lafredi had carried the ball in the last one, and she ended up with that assist the last time down the court. Cheney resets the offense. Stevens applying good pressure. And they find Draper underneath. She dumps it. And Ryan clear with the defensive rebound. Pemberton that missed. So Dethridge, Lexi Dethridge, gonna check in. Lafferty checks out. Pullman going with that man-to-man defense here. See if they can get some turnovers here. Emma Evans with the turnover there. Oh no. Cheney gonna call a timeout here. So first timeout in the game. I was thinking Emma Evans had turned the ball over by moving the pivot foot, but Cheney called a timeout. And you can see that timeout. It's on the scoreboard maybe. So about halfway through this opening quarter, and just the opening three from Ryan Clear for Pullman in terms of scoring. Pullman going to stay in there, man-to-man. Emma Evans running the point here, dumps it out. Shot clock getting down. Maggie Smith took a three but missed. Emily Harris avoids the turnover. I'm going to get Maggie Smith with a reach. That was block 12. Haley Chittenden and Alexis Haugen check in. Sanders and Harris going to take a. No, now they're going to change. He said 2, but now you're going to change the foul to Lexi Dethridge. So he had called it as 2. I think it was actually 12, but get that sorted out and back to play here with Peyton running the point for Pullman. Had 2 cutters doing the exact same thing, and McSweeney and Clear. I'm going to get 12 for the foul here. A little reach. Oh, they're going to call 5. So Lexi Dethridge gets called on a reach there. That's her second already. Well, miscommunication there. McSweeney thought she was passing it into Haugen. Haugen cleared out, had no idea the ball was coming. He just threw it right to them. And Shelby Draper with the easy bucket. And Haley Chittenden with the 2-point bucket. And she's really come on this junior year, both in soccer and basketball. Good pressure defense there. And Emma Evans didn't even hit the backboard on that attempt. So Peyton Teagan's gonna get called for the foul there. Puts Evans on the line to shoot 2. And she makes her first free throw. Megan McSweeney is going to come out, and junior Hallie McDougal is going to check in for her. So Evans with her second shot, and she's going to miss that, and Alexis Haugen going to pick up the rebound there. With turnover, so Cheney retains possession here in the half court. Coach calling it to get into Shelby Draper, because Shelby's kind of trying to work Alexis Haugen. Evans just looking for her. Coach suggests, ooh, and oh, a nice little block by Peyton Stevens. And Haugen misses. And Ryan Clear with an offensive rebound on the possession. So on the jump ball, the possession arrow goes to Cheney, and they will get the ball. Alexis Haugen doing a good job trying to use her body against Draper. Pemberton misses. Stevens with the defensive rebound and leads the break. Peyton looks at the three. Peyton Stevens looks at the three. Misses. And Hallie McDougal with an offensive rebound, but nothing comes of that. Nice little crossover move by Evans, and she makes her bucket. Peyton Stevens calls into play. High pick, and Ryan Clear off the mark, off the pick. Maggie Smith going to hit the three. So she's 2 for 3 on threes already tonight. Nice crossover by Stevens, who probably should have gone up left-handed. Got a clean check of the ball there, so no foul on that. But Pullman will retain possession, so Ryan Clear comes out. Haley Talbot, a sophomore, checks in. Runs the play for Chittenden. Oh, they find Haugen. Haugen gets partially blocked by Draper. Emma Evans running the show here for Cheney for sure. Pemberton looks to drive dishes. Pretty good ball movement from Clarkson. And there it is. Pemberton misses the three. Stevens going to come up with a rebound. And boom. And that missed three will conclude the first quarter here. Pullman down 11 here after 1. Started off hot. Both teams making a couple of threes. And then it was mostly Cheney. Cheney showing a little bit of patience here, moving the ball, getting a couple of shots. Pullman's got a couple offensive rebounds, so they had 3 offensive rebounds, so you got some second chances there in the first quarter, but weren't able to take advantage of it and get those second chance points. If they had, it'd be a much closer quarter at this point. So I'm going to guess that we go back to the starting lineup here for Pullman to start this second quarter. Tomorrow at the Pullman Aquatic Center, boys swim just dominating all of Eastern Washington. They'll be back in action 1 o'clock at the PAC. Come out and support them. A lot of guys swimming this year, a lot of speed. They're going to be pretty good. Come districts and state. Also, wrestling this weekend is off to the Cheney tournament. up in Cheney. And their last home wrestling match is going to be this Wednesday night. They're going to host Cheney here. Last time we get to see our wrestlers, so come out to that. Varsity matches start at 7 p.m. So here it is, second quarter. Mackenzie McIntosh running the point now, so not the starters back in. In fact, looks kind of like the second team right now. Chittenden a little long on that one. Cheney pushing the pace here. Pemberton kicks out. Lafferty misses, and Mackenzie McIntosh with the defensive rebound, pushing the pace up the floor, and McDougal misses on the three. Mackenzie McIntosh is scrappy, played soccer this year. She's quick, she's scrappy. Had a huge night, second game of the season. Has been pretty quiet in terms of scoring lately. Lafferty missed three again. McIntosh with the rebound, running a point here. McDougal looking inside and saw Chittenden, but was way behind her on the pass, so that's a turnover for McDougal. And here's Pemberton, wide open look on the three, but misses. And going to be a turnover on Mackenzie McIntosh there. Dethridge going to check in for Maggie Smith. Pullman with this 11-point lead, or Cheney with this 11-point lead, rather. Can show a lot of patience right now. Pullman's going to need a couple of stops here. Emma Evans gonna hit a three here. So Evans with 6 points here in the first half. Chittenden with the turnover. Asia Lefty with the make. So turnovers costing Pullman dearly here in this first half. Looking back, trying to go back door to Haley Chittenden. Nice inside pass to Alexis Haugen, and she'll finish that, so the scoring drought is over. Pullman getting out of Emma Evans hits a second three in a row, and it looks like the 1-3-1 zone is not as effective as maybe man-to-man was for Pullman. And it looks like the Stars go back in. Mackenzie McIntosh partially blocked, and Draper with the defensive rebound. And pressure coming late. Lefferty with another three. So Lefferty now has 8. Emma Evans has 9 on just the pressure coming late, getting those open looks. So gonna have to call a timeout here, Pullman, and talk things over a little bit, see if they can get some defensive pressure. Down 20 in the midway through the second quarter. As a whole, you're going to have to climb out, and it's going to have to start with defense. So starting 5 back into the game. Harris, Clear, McSweeney, Sanders, and Tevens. We'll see if they can get some defensive pressure, get a couple of stops, and then convert on the other end. So a high 4 in the offense, and Clear goes to work, misses, but Tiana Sanders kind of fighting for that rebound. There's going to be a foul on Cheney. So Hertel going to get a foul. Good job on Sanders' part to wrestle that one down. Kind of stagnant there on the offense. No one's moving for Emily Harris on that inbound play. A little head bob from Ryan Clear. She's going to go up, tries to use a backboard and misses. So Ryan Clear struggling just a little bit in terms of shooting. She's usually a girl that's going to give you 15, 20, 25 points a game. Lefty with another missed three. It's the fourth one of the half, so she'll check out on that missed three. And Pullman trying to go back to work. Into Sanders, she gets inside. Nice little post move, just comes up a little short. Oh, misstep and a nice steal by Stevens. And it's going to be an and one there, so she is fouled. So Peyton Stevens with the steal, her third of the game. So Smith, 12, gets called for the foul. And Stevens see if she can make this a three-point play. So that was the defensive stop, turnover that Pullman was looking for. And a little hard there. Off the glass by Stevens. Yeah, back to man-to-man with this group in terms of defending. So didn't do it with the other group, playing zone with the other group that was in. Oh, a block by Ryan Clear. Stevens comes up with the ball, or McSweeney came up with the ball. Sweeney thought she saw something she liked. No, Stevens going to look for the three. And she's a little long, but good hustle by Sanders. Offensive board for her. Offensive board for Harris and a putback for Emily Harris. So now we're getting a little bit of offensive production here. Quick ball movement here by Cheney. Still a man-to-man for the Greyhounds. Maggie Smith misses a three. And Pullman an opportunity to chip away at the lead. McSweeney going to come up real short on that. Another pick and roll. She got fouled. So nice pick and roll there by Tiana Sanders and Ryan Clear. And Sanders going to go shoot a couple. Number 2, Hertel, going to pick up her second foul here in the second quarter. So Tiana Sanders an opportunity to get a couple of points here for the Greyhounds. And a little long there. Shelby Draper and Haley Pemberton back into the game for Cheney. And Sanders makes her second, so coming down with 12 points. What was a 20-point lead is now a 15-point lead, so it's been a dry spell here for the Blackhawks. A little overplayed by Peyton, but she hustles back. Man-to-man seems to be working pretty effective here for Pullman right now. Pemberton with the three, and she nails that. So that's her third attempt, but the first make she has from downtown. Nice little move by Ryan Clear. Great drive by Clear. So Ryan Clear now with 5 points. Good defensive, a good rebound by Tiana Sanders. And Coleman gets out and runs. Ooh, Shelby Draper with a block on Ryan Clear there. Ryan had a nice move, but at 6'1", Draper's got a wingspan. Emily Harris checks out of the game. Senior for sophomore. Mackenzie McIntosh. Off the block, ball went out of bounds. Coleman still has it, so inbounds. Tiana swings it up top. There's the cutter, Ryan Clear, and it's again Shelby Draper, but this time rather than a block, she actually fouls Ryan Clear, so Draper picks up her first personal foul. Puts Ryan Clear on the line. Ryan Clear going to miss the first of two. And she makes the second, so Coleman shooting not even 50% from the free throw line. Going to have to be a little better there. 2 of 5 from the free throw line, so that's 40%. Mackenzie McIntosh gets B's baseline, but a turnover by Emma Evans, and then it's turned back over by McSweeney. McIntosh passes ahead to Tevens. Tevens going to drive. She's going to miss, but an offensive board by McSweeney, and McSweeney gets fouled. So Tevens with a miss. And Maggie Smith.
18 foul on Cheney.
It's going to be 22. It's going to be, Megan McSweeney makes her first. And McSweeney with her second, and she makes that. So McSweeney picks up a couple of points there. And, you know, Coleman Pay, Deathridge was left wide open on the far weak side, and they paid left-hander by McIntosh. Skip pass, drives and misses here. Stevens on the break, finds McKenzie, but it's going to be too late. So that's halftime here, 32-19. Coleman did, when the first team came back in the second quarter, and they decided to play a little bit of man-to-man. They slowed down the scoring. Just 5 points since that time. And Coleman chipped away at the lead a little bit. At one point it was 20, and now down to 13. So hopefully we can go in the locker room and sort things out. A little bit more effective there on offense and turning turnovers into points. So a couple made free throws down the stretch too, didn't hurt. So a little better percentage there for Coleman could help them out. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back shortly. I wore red. It's a bad idea. I don't care. You are anything blue in your room. You can't go in and grab something. I could go into the soccer locker room. I could whatever, but. Pacific State, so who cares? Right? Well, the likelihood of it being a 7 p.m. game will be home. What was that? The San Jose State game was what? 8 o'clock?
Way back then.
I like that. Don't go real long on my doctor. There's days I'm like, you don't even get to come over to the bench. You just stay on the field. Think about it. Think about that. You didn't work hard enough to make it happen. So why don't you stay out there and run around?
Which? You want help? I'll jump on, man. Yeah. I'm like the sub announcer. I saw Winch over here. I was like, yeah, exactly. Play-by-play, or you want me to just do color, or what?
You talk.
Okay. And you just keep stats?
I'll try to give some stats.
Okay.
Well, I do have to make my correction, because I said that swim was home tomorrow. It was originally scheduled for tomorrow. I just found out that they're going to Wenatchee.
I got you.
Oops.
Ooh, I need a roster for their team.
Yeah.
I got it.
So Draper's the 6'1" kid.
Okay.
You hear the coach call, go to Shelby, go to Shelby,
Yep.
go to Shelby. Actually, when they played man, they were fine. That zone was terrible.
Yeah. Well, and that Maggie Smith girl, against every other league opponent, shoots like 20%, and every time she plays us, she goes off for about 80 from beyond yard.
Evans was pretty good. She got in a little rhythm.
Yeah.
Well, all right. We're going to pretend that they're going. Welcome back to the Hound Pound, and guess what? I am joined by a celebrity.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far.
David Cofer.
I would not go
coach,
that far.
Former girls basketball coach, future baseball coach. I don't know. He can coach anything. He has a ball.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know. Well, you can even do the pool, can't you?
Well, my wife might be watching, so she might veto that. So we'll just hold off on any more coaching jobs.
All right. Well,
But hey, you know, I did radio last year for basketball. I did radio for baseball last year. I'm kind of the fill-in announcer. I saw you over here, so I just figured I'd join you.
I appreciate it. People are tired of me already. So here we are, back to play. Pullman down 13 to start the second half.
Teven's doing a really nice job right now on ball pressure. I know that was probably a point of emphasis going into the locker room. Got to find a way to force more turnovers, and I like the way they're coming out here in the second half.
I thought when the first group came in the second quarter and they switched back to man, they got points off of turnovers finally.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all started by that ball pressure by Tevens. You see the turnover there, Ryan Clear with the steal. Nice entry pass to Tiana Sanders. Oh, almost went in there, but good job of attacking early, getting ball moving up the floor, finding the post, and Tiana Sanders and getting the foul and going to the line. Tiana Sanders with the first one, and that's good. That's really where you got to cash in when you're trying to cut into this lead is at the free throw line. Especially when you're getting fouls like that, got to cash in on these free throws. Emily Harris, great job with the rebound there. Let's see if they work it. Ryan Clear with the three. Ooh, a little bit long. Good look there by Ryan. There's Maggie Smith. She's going to go up to LaFerretti. And you see that ball pressure again. Nice job there by Megan McSweeney knocking it out. Cheney retains possession. We got 15 seconds on the shot clock.
I talked to the head coach earlier in the year, and she thinks the difference for this Pullman team is when they buy into playing team defense.
Yes, absolutely. And really, if you look at basketball in general, that's what makes all teams successful is that defense, and you get a good representation right there. Great job by Ryan Clear dropping out of help side. Here she comes aggressive down the lane. Oh, left-handed. It's going to be a charge there. LaFerretti stepping in on Clear and taking the charge. That'll be the first foul for the Hounds in this half. She was set. I thought she was a little bit under the hoop there.
You would know.
But again, I like the aggressiveness. That's 2 straight turnovers now that Pullman's forced by playing that team defense like you were talking about. Ryan Clear in that last possession doing a great job of dropping into help side and stealing that pass. So here's LaFerretti. She's going to go all the way in, draw the foul from Tiana Sanders. And she'll go to the line to try to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. I'm sure we have some listeners, all 4 of them watching us right now. Probably, maybe some of them, didn't have a three-point line when they played. And
that's probably true.
That's the old-fashioned three there. As LaFerretti completes it, and now it's a 15-point game. So we see a little full-court press. Looks like a 1-2-2 look. Tevens easily breaking that. Up to McSweeney. She's going to go in for the finish, and she can't get it to go down. And Pemberton grabs the rebound for Cheney. This Cheney team has a lot of familiar faces for me. They were young in the last couple of years, and now we kind of see some of these girls start to develop as they try to get it in there to Shelby Draper. Junior, I remember she started as a freshman for them.
Well, that kind of height, of course you have to take that.
Tevens being aggressive. Loses it for a little bit. Looks like we're going to get a foul called, though. And that looks like it's going to be on LaFerretti. If it is, it's going to be her third. Oh, they're going to call Tevens. So they're going to call Tevens on the push.
I'd like to see a replay on that.
Well, I usually don't take the official side, but what I'm guessing is it was a loose ball situation. Both of them were going for it, and Peyton maybe got a little bit too much English there going for that loose ball.
Peyton is feisty.
Yep.
No doubt.
And that's one of the things that you want to see out of this team is just a lot of pressure and a lot of want to, and that's a good representation of what Peyton brings to it.
Please go to the top view. I do not want to watch the basketball view.
So Pemberton's going to kick it out to Shelby Draper, who we just talked about. She's going to try to kick it out. Nice hands there by Emily Harris. LaFerretti with the drive, and it looks like we're going to get a rebound by Tiana Sanders. So again, great defense right now from the Hounds here in the second half. They've allowed 3 points, but on 5 possessions, 4 of them have come up without even a shot attempt, really.
I would say that McIntosh's shooting technique is a little unconventional. She really comes off that shoulder. Now, she can get hot,
yes,
no doubt. But
well, and I don't know if you mentioned it in the first half, but I saw she came in with a floater with her offhand, with her left hand, and drove in. And that's something that, I'm sure she spent hours practicing that in the gym. Just a pure gym rat. Nice job there by Clear, driving in the hole and drawing the foul. And that's going to be on Shelby Draper. Looks like that's going to be her second. Alan's doing a nice job on her. Limited her to 2 points. We've heard Cheney's coach trying to get the ball into her, and getting her in foul trouble and get her off the floor would be huge for the Hounds.
Kind of a rough shooting night thus far for Ryan Clear. Just 6 points.
Go ahead and make the second one there. You know, that can happen. I mean, these girls are coming off for Christmas break, and, you know, it takes a little while sometimes to get in that flow. Another forced turnover. Nice job right there of Tiana Sanders stepping up, playing help side defense, being active with both her feet in her hands. They forced the kick there, but again, I'm seeing a lot of improvement here out of halftime on the defensive side of the ball. So here's Maggie Smith. Looks like she was on the line. So that's another turnover. That's the 4th turnover by Cheney here in the second half, and we still have 5:09 left to play here in the third quarter. You know, Maggie Smith, funny story, we kind of said it off the air, but it seems like she shot about 20% against all other opponents in the GNL. Every time we saw her, about 70% from behind the arc. So nice to see her not shooting very much. Good ball movement there. Here's Megan McSweeney for the 3, and that's going to cut the lead now to 11. Hounds on a little bit of a roll here coming out of halftime.
You know what? That would be her first shot from the floor that goes in tonight.
Here's LaFerretti trying to answer on the other end. That's going to be long. Mackenzie McIntosh with a great rebound. Now they're going to push it up to Ryan Clear. Ryan Clear is going to spin inside and pick up the foul there on Haley Pemberton. Looks like that's going to be a shooting foul. And Pemberton, that's 3 on her. You know, the best part about that is Pemberton on the offensive end for Cheney so far, leading scorer with 11 points. And, you know, with that foul trouble, hopefully limit her minutes a little bit, right? So here comes Alexis Haugen for Tiana Sanders, and it looks like also Haley Talbot for Emily Harris. By the way, I did just notice, too, we have a PHS alum as an official as well. I'm sure you and I
mentioned it.
Okay, we can tell plenty of stories on Heine. Hopefully he doesn't have any questionable calls here in the second half. So Pullman now cutting the lead to 9 points. Great job. There's Alexis Haugen forcing another tip. Didn't complete the turnover. Here's LaFerretti. She's going to drive inside. She's going to finish. And, you know, that help side defense that we saw improve and kind of broke down there and allowed her to get all the way in and ultimately get that easy bucket. McSweeney working up top. She's going to go over to McIntosh, who's going to look to try to penetrate. Out to Haugen. We got 12 on the shot clock here. Got to look to attack. Nice screen there by Alexis, but they are going to call that.
They've worked that high pick and roll quite a bit.
Yeah, and you know, the best part about that is not only when you're allowed to drive to the hole or get an open basket, but when you actually complete the pass off the roll, it leads to open opportunities. I saw that with Tiana Sanders in the first half, and hopefully they can get that going again. You know, going back to that screen, that's one of those things where you preach toughness and you want them to be tough, but at the same time you got to set your feet and you got to allow the defender room to get around. Pretty clear call there. Another turnover right there. Let's see if Ryan Clare can complete it. She's going to go on the left side with her left hand, and that's going to go in. And back again to a 9-point game. So the Hounds hanging around here, cutting into this lead out of halftime. You know, that's one of the things about Clear that I really like is she really does use her left hand, and she doesn't mind going to her left hand. And, you know, that's not easy. So LaFerretti's going to try to drive again, and she's going to get the foul call. You know, that's such a tough thing as a defender there. She made herself go under the basket into a poor position, right? And then you bail her out by slapping and hacking it and getting her to the line. You know, the chances of that shot going in were about 5%. But luckily, she doesn't complete the first free throw. And Pemberton's going to sit down, and here comes Lexi Detheridge. He's a sophomore. And also for the Hounds, Haley Chittenden's going to come in for Megan McSweeney. So Pemberton going to the bench affects their offense a little bit, but now that I look up, LaFerretti's actually leading the squad now with 14 points after she completes that free throw.
Just 25% from the line for her. That's our first make.
There's a little full court press by Cheney. Looks like they were just dialing that up off of a free throw. You that's one of those presses that's just a show. They're not trying to trap. They're not trying to force turnovers. They just want to be a presence and try to force you to create your own turnover. And it looks like they're doing that after all their made free throws. Lafferetti, again, out of control, throws up a shot. Nice rebound there by Clear. Let's see if they can do something with this advantage. Nice play there by Maggie Smith. So here she comes, spins inside. Oh, nice save there by Alexis. Thought she was out. Let's see if Clear can secure it. Good hustle there by Ryan to try to get on the floor, but ultimately couldn't grab possession of the ball. So interesting move. Pemberton comes back in. Lafferetti comes back out. Pemberton with the 3 fouls. Kind of thought she came out to try to keep her out of foul trouble. Sure. But she comes right back in.
I'm curious how we use personnel here for us.
Yeah.
Because we played that second group a lot in end of the first quarter and into the second quarter. I don't know that we're going to do that here when it's down to 10 points.
Yep. Drive there. They're going to kick out to Evans, and she's going to knock down that 3 for Cheney. That's Emma Evans, sophomore guard, and the lead's back up to 13.
She's 3 for 3 on threes.
And probably she took the gift of Maggie Smith, and against other teams, she probably shoots about 20%. So let's see if the Hounds can cash in on this possession. Good ball movement inside. Nice pass down to Alexis Haugen. She's going to draw the foul there. Good court vision that time by Peyton Stevens. So I must have been confused there, Coach Winchell, because they're saying that that's Haley Pemberton's foul, and that was her first. So I must have been reading something wrong.
No,
it wasn't on your sheet.
No, I have her as 1.
All right, I have it on the scoreboard. See, I'm rusty. This is what happens when I just substitute.
Yeah, me too.
Nice job by Alexis Haugen cashing in on both free throws, and the lead goes back down to 11. So Cheney's going to try to attack here. Nice ball movement into the corner. Here's Maggie Smith for the 3, and she's going to cash in on that. And actually, Heine's going to say that her foot was on the line. It's just going to be a 2-point basket. So it looked like a little bit of a push there on the full court press, causing Stevens to lose the ball. Luckily, Hounds are going to retain possession. Hard to tell how much contact there really was there.
Having coached Peyton in soccer, she falls down occasionally, or quite often actually.
Yes. Hounds doing a nice job breaking this press. Kind of a 3-2, put their guards up in the front court, try to force turnovers, and it hasn't been very successful for Cheney. Good ball move. Got their hands in the passing lane there.
Distracts me that Ryan Clear's shoe was untied. Oh,
good ball movement
Draper.
that time by Cheney, and that's going to be a finish by Shelby Draper. And there you go, on cue. Ryan Claire's going to fix her shoe and get it tied for her. So 15-point lead now again for Cheney. One of the things that I've noticed with Cheney, especially here in this third quarter, is every time Pullman's kind of tried to go on a run, they tend to answer. And, that's key in the game of basketball, is to limit runs, because they're going to happen. Good drive that time by Clear, up with the left hand.
Block.
Looked like a little bit of contact as she was going up there for the shot. Here comes Cheney back down the other end. Pemberton's going to finish inside with her left hand, and the lead's going to go back up to 17. Stevens, 1-man press break. She's going to go down, try to find Chit. Haley Chittenden, that is. That's her nickname, Chit. Went back into coach mode there.
Yep.
I'm not saying a bad word, I promise. I don't need to be taken off the air.
No, you're good. Everybody calls her Chit.
So 19.5 seconds. Let's see if the Hounds can cash in here. There's Talbot with a nice left-handed finish. And that's going to cut into it a little bit as we have 10 seconds to go. Let's see what Cheney does with this last possession. Ultimately, want to try to get the last shot here. Definitely don't want to foul if you're the Hounds. There's a drive, and we're going to get the foul called, and they're going to count the basket as well. Really tough situation there. You don't want to foul. Nope. You got somebody driving the lane. You got to maintain position. If you get out of position at all, you're gonna be susceptible to the foul, and that's what happened there.
If you're gonna foul, though, we're probably gonna make sure that we're not scoring.
Yes, exactly. So it could be a turning point there as Cheney now has an 18-point lead going into the fourth quarter, 50-32.
And really, Emma Evans has had a pretty good game, running a point, pumping in 15.
Yes, well, especially, as a sophomore coming in. Probably a new environment for her. First year playing varsity, to kind of step up and make some big shots has really been key for Cheney. I mean, the last possession there right before halftime is really a momentum breaker for the Hounds. We come down, we cash in on our possession. It looks like we're going to close the quarter by scoring last, and then we come down and give up a three-point play. And ultimately, momentum's kind of a hard thing to keep, and hopefully we can rebound from that now going into the fourth quarter.
So when you're in the huddle and you're down 18 with 8 to play, what's the plan?
Well, the biggest message is, you can't eat an elephant in one bite. You can't take this lead away in one basket or one possession. Just take a possession at a time. Let's try to string together positive possessions. It all starts on the defensive end of the floor. Sure. Defensively, I'll probably try to create some more havoc, probably a full court press to try to get us some momentum and some quick buckets. But the last thing we want to do is try to play quick right now because we still have a lot of time. Sure. Just take one possession at a time. Let's try to cut it to 10 with about 5 minutes to go and give ourselves a shot.
It looks like it's going to be Pullman's ball with the first 5 back into the game. So, they're the quick 5, right?
Absolutely. And this possession is the one that's really key. I mean, you want to start the quarter off on a positive note, and it all starts here with this first possession. There we go. Nice drive there by Ryan with the foul call. Can't really argue that one. I mean, she drug her wrist down. Excellent job there by Philip Hendricks.
Smith wasn't happy about it. You see her acting like, what?
Yeah, I know.
What'd I do?
Well, just like every player that's played the game, she probably thought she got all ball. Right. So here comes LaFerretti again. She's going to come in for Lexi Dethridge. And LaFerretti coming back in with those 14 points. She's the one that had the 3 fouls. I get 23 and 22 mixed up. Great job by Tiana Sanders right there. Oh, we needed that one to fall. Unfortunately, it did not. Here comes Cheney back the other way. That's one of those momentum plays that you're looking for. Just like that. Great turnover there, forced by the Hounds. Just coming up, being a presence, more ball pressure, forces them to make their own mistakes, and then you don't really have to do much.
Ryan Clear going to the basket. She draws fouls. She's going to get to shoot a lot, and it stops the game, right?
Yes,
that's
exactly.
A strategy that you pursue?
Absolutely, and you can tell that's what they wanted to do coming out of that timeout. They got the ball to Ryan right away. She attacks, gets to the hole, gets to the free throw line ultimately. So missed shot there by LaFerretti. Here comes Emily Harris down in transition. Doesn't find anything and is going to pull it back out. Looks like they're going to set up another play. Over to Megan McSweeney for the 3, and that one's going to be no good. And there's Emma Evans again, coming up with a big rebound. Great position there that time. Just great box out. And they're going to dump it into Pemberton. She's going to finish, and now the lead's up to 19 points. Here comes Stevens back quickly. Let's see what she can do with it. She's going to drive to the hole, and that one's going to be off. Good hustle there by both Tiana Sanders and Emily Harris. Here comes Clear with the turnover, and the 3, no good. Just a little bit long. So that would have been a big 3 for the Hounds.
It would have been a huge 3.
And here comes Cheney back the other way, able to finish on a fast break. Looks like we're going to get time.
And we're going to get a line change.
And Heine's going to give a delay of game warning to the Cheney bench. Can't hit the ball out of the net after you make it. Most people would say, well, what does that do? Well, it allows you to set up your press. So you hit the ball away, they have to go gather it, you set your press up, and now you can do that.
So full line change, the first 5 come out, second 5 come in. Is that sort of conceding at this point?
Well, not necessarily,
The reality is you got to play them 2 more times.
Absolutely. Sometimes as a coach, you challenge that first group. They go out, they're not doing something that you like. Instead of taking a timeout, now you just pull everybody off. You can kind of coach them through it. Sometimes that sends a message, and let's see if it can pay off for the Hounds here. And sometimes just energy off the bench just helps. That shot's going to be off. Great rebound there by Talbot. Let's see if she can get it out and we can get something going in transition.
The other thing is with Pullman only having 2 seniors on the squad, the kids have to play. There's got to be a long-term plan in place for player development.
Yes. So we're working it, trying to look inside. Good cut there by Alexis Haugen, but ball goes back out. Here's Haugen. She's going to drive. She's going to try to go in, and that one's going to roll out as well. And here comes Cheney back in transition with LaFerretti. LaFerretti over to Evans. Here's another 3 from her, and that one's going to be off. Looks like we gave her the announcer curse, which is our job, what we're here to do.
First miss on
First
the 3.
miss, yeah. We mentioned she was 3
should
for
have
3.
said it earlier.
I know, exactly. Let's see if the Hounds can get something going here in this possession. 5 minutes to go. Talbot being hounded by Maggie Smith up top. McIntosh bails are out. There's 10 on the shot clock. Got to move quick. Down into Haley Chittenden. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3. She's going to put up a shot. That one going to be short. You know, obviously we don't keep shooting percentage numbers, but I would be willing to bet that Pullman's is not very good right now in the second half. They're getting decent looks, just not finishing.
Right. Well, honestly, the same in the first half.
Nice job again by Mackenzie McIntosh. Good hustle. Great job of rotating down in help side, but ultimately they can't secure that turnover. And the Hounds are going to get the ball back and turn it right back over here to Maggie Smith. And she's going to turn it over now as she throws a pass that Pemberton's unable to come up with. Looks like Maggie Smith might be hobbling a little bit as she took a tumble to the floor.
And she's going to get subbed for her.
Yeah.
Kayla Singer, who hasn't played yet tonight, will check in for her. So that's a new sub.
Yeah. We'll see what kind of impact she has. Hopefully she won't be 3 for 3 from the 3-point line like Evans was. Hounds trying to move the ball around. Again, Cheney in that man-to-man defense. Like you mentioned, they tried to go zone for a short while, and it didn't really work out for them. Ever since they've gone back to man, they've done a really nice job of limiting looks for the Hounds. So here they are in transition again. Pemberton can't come up with a nice play there by Hallie McDougall. Getting it back to Mackenzie McIntosh, who's going to push. Let's see what Haugen can do. She throws up a shot, and it looks like she hurt herself as she's hobbling on her right leg. So we'll see if she's all right.
I don't think she's all right.
Having a hard time putting pressure on that right leg. And we're going to see Maddie Harkins for at least the first time that I've been sitting here.
First time tonight. I've been able to see her this year.
You know, she's coming off of injury as well.
Yep, for
injured her right ankle early in the season. Had some ligament damage in there. So again, Hounds need to cash in here in this offensive possession as they get it into Harkins, and she's going to put up a shot, no good. She gets her own rebound. She's going to go back up again and draw the foul. So nice little energy here by Maddie Harkins coming in off the bench and giving the Hounds a little bit of a spark. You know, 3:16 to go, down 21, and you'd think we're out of it. But really, you know, if you work quick and you start getting turnovers, you know, it definitely is possible. And, you know, again, this is one of those situations where you have to set a goal that's attainable.
Absolutely.
Let's cut it to 10 before, you know, 2 minutes to go. Let's try to do something there. So it'll be interesting to see if they come out in some kind of full court press to try to create chaos and create turnovers and do things like that. So Harkins unable to make the second one as the lead stands at 20. Again, gotta look to get turnovers here.
And, you know, this was the lead, same lead, in the middle of the second quarter. So really, it's been sort of a even matchup since then. But it's a lot more comfortable for Cheney because they're sitting ahead the whole.
Absolutely right. As we see the travel there by Maggie Smith, you know, it's one of those things when you're up 20, you're fine with that. It's not that big of a deal, right? You know, whereas each possession now for the Hounds is like gold. I mean, they have to cash in on them.
Backdoor.
Nice backdoor there. Shot attempt by McDougall. Harkins with the rebound. She's going to go up again. Look at her using her height just to get those rebounds, and she's going to keep the possession alive for the Hounds. Here's Haley Chittenden for the 3. She got it. And that's going to cut it to 17. So those are the kinds of things you have to see on the offensive end of the floor, but we have to start forcing turnovers here defensively. 2.5 minutes to go. To get it into Pemberton, she's going to cash in on the land there. And for as much as I praise the help side defense, that's the case where you want to see the help side come over and prevent that pass into Pemberton. So 2 minutes, lead back up to 19 for the Blackhawks. Good ball movement over to Mackenzie McIntosh. She's a little bit long, but Talbot's right there for the rebound. Nice put back there by Haley Talbot. We'll call that a pass. Let's give McIntosh an assist on that.
Okay.
Looks like we got a foul call. Looks like it was kind of tied up. But a nice call there by Heine. Grabbed the wrist. That'll be Harkin's first personal foul.
Quick question, since we got the head football coach here. Looking down, so allocation numbers for the next allocation based on leagues and all of this, and who's a 2A and who's a 3A and all of that. The numbers start getting collected in January all the way through next October, then decisions are made. So the rumor on the street is that the GNL will be no more, that the 2A schools will be part of the GSL. It sounds like Rogers will be down, Deer Park will be up, Cheney will be up, out of our league. They'll be in a 3. Okay, there's a potential with the new ruling that North Central, because of free and reduced lunch, would be a 2A. There's some possibility that Colville and or Medical Lake might move up. So with all of this out there, how do you look at that from the football perspective? How does that affect Pullman?
Well, ultimately, I'm excited about the new changes. When we only have 4 league games because there's only 5 league teams, and you're looking for 5 non-league games, it's really tough. And you have to travel, and you have to play teams like Black Hills, and you have to play Othello late in the season, and you have to do all these things to try to make your schedule work. Ultimately, with teams like North Central and Rogers, those are teams that we can compete with and really are probably better off in our league anyways. And so I'm all for that. Deer Park's been hiding kids for years. And it'll be nice to have them back up into 2A because, it was a really good matchup for us, and it was a good league team to have in our league. As far as Colville, Medical Lake, they've done kind of similar things to Deer Park in the past. The more league teams to me, the better. If we had 9 league games and we had 1 non-league, it'd make scheduling a lot easier. And ultimately, then we'd be playing teams that are like us. So, I'm all for it.
It's a nice little analysis of what might happen.
Yeah, exactly. Ultimately for us, being on the smaller end of 2A, statewide, looking at those types of numbers, you get teams like Tumwater that have to move up to 3A. You get teams like...
Well, and here's the change, right? Because for those who don't know, in 2007, when Cheney and West Valley joined our league, at that point, prior to that, it was the divisions were made by numbers, how many students, and then it went by percentage, 17% 2A, 17% 3A. Well, 2A has the biggest discrepancy, which makes it really hard for us. Now that it's steadfast numbers, we can compete.
That's exactly right.
Much easier. So, yeah, like you said, Tumwater will be gone in a heartbeat.
Well, and it's funny, obviously, me being a former Pullman alum, I hear all the time, hey, we used to win league all the time. We used to do this. We used to go deep into the playoffs. And that's true. And we had some really good teams. And we can continue this conversation as the final now is 60-39 as Pullman drops this one and goes to 0-4 in league. 3-8 overall.
4-8.
4-8. But ultimately, this is the first time they've seen all their league opponents. They still have 2 shots with these guys, and ultimately in these early season ones, you want to figure out who they are. You want to figure out what works and what doesn't work. I can remember last year, first time we played a round of league opponents, we didn't do so well. By the last time we played them, that 3rd game, we saw a huge improvement, and that's probably what we'll see with this girls team is we'll just keep improving improving as they play those league opponents.
You know, tonight they did a pretty good job on the 6'1" Shelby Draper.
They did.
They limited her.
Yes.
But really, Emma Evans running the point. She had a really good night. Now,
yes.
Slow her down in round 2.
Yes, exactly. And you know, it's one of those things where I'm sure the game plan coming in, you got to stop Draper, you got to stop Maggie Smith, LaFerretti, and they weren't even talking about Emma Evans.
No.
And she came out and just stepped up and had a great game. So, you know, that's the beauty of playing this first matchup is now you understand, okay, well, she is a threat, so we do have to cause attention to her. But ultimately, as a coach and as a team, you have to take away what they do best. I mean, there's no reason you spend your time worrying about the what if. So you got to take away what they do best. And if somebody steps up like Evans did tonight, you tip your cap to them and say, good game. You know, ultimately, Pullman probably looks for a little bit better performance offensively as they did not shoot the ball very well.
Right.
You know,
and
their shooting percentage.
Ryan Clear in the first half.
Yes.
I mean, she got to the line a little bit and drove in the second half, but the first half just didn't.
Well, that seems to be kind of the season this year. As Ryan scores, the team does well offensively, and so you know.
And the other person that was quiet tonight, so on their victory the other night against Newport, so 20.8. Megan McSweeney had 14 points.
Yes.
Megan McSweeney had a 3.
Yes.
Now, it's not for a lack of trying because she shot the ball 7 times, but you know, 3 points isn't going to get it done. So they need Ryan Clear, but they also need some points.
We're sitting here talking about the fact that they held Draper to 2 points, and that was a huge thing for them. But they had other girls step up. I mean, it's the same thing with Pullman. If your big gun goes out or gets taken out of the game with a defensive plan or whatever, you need other people to step up. And we'll see the same thing with the boys basketball team. I mean, if Jake Wells doesn't have a good night, who's going to step up and take that place and be the leading scorer for them?
All right, David, thanks for joining.
Yeah.
Are you going to do the next game?
Sure. Okay. If you're doing it.
Well, it might be Benton.
Well, you know.
Kelsey Benton.
Well, if she doesn't want any help, then.
Well, she wants help. Everybody wants your help, David. That's the thing.